Hello everyone, welcome to LeetCode Daily Decode. Today we will be solving arithmetic slices 2 subsequence. This question is marked hard, and indeed this was a very difficult question to solve. Honestly, you won't be facing these sort of question in real world interviews, but it's more towards competitive programming. Um, so I was able to come up with a solution for this while I was trying my like trying on this problem, but the solution had some blockers and I was unable to figure it out. So I, like, without wasting much time, I gave it around 1 hour or 1.5 hour of go, and then I went ahead with the discussion section. I saw what people are explaining about this problem and all. So I went through and did the arithmetic slice one. That was something that helped me. So yeah, uh, let's come to the problem. Let's understand what this problem requires. So given an integer array nums, return the number of all arithmetic subsequences of nums. And so the problem is pretty straightforward. You are given an array, right? And you have to find all the subsequences in the array which have size greater than 2. uh, and You have to find all the subsequences of size greater than 2 which are in arithmetic progression. And arithmetic progression is, as you know, like the difference between any two consecutive numbers in an array. If it is equal, then that particular sequence of number is called arithmetic is in arithmetic progression, right? So as you can see, this entire array is in AP. So difference is 2, difference is 2. These 6 8 is difference 2, 10 8 is difference 2, right? So we need to find all the possible subsequences, and we already know what a subsequence is. So as you can see, 2 6 10, this is also a subsequence where all the numbers are from this input array. So these are some of the subsequences in the first example, and we came up with the solution 7. Now, how to approach this problem? Again, when we have to make subsequences, we have to think in a manner like this question should uh, this question can be divided into a smaller subproblem. Like whenever there is a subsequence in the question, so you can think of it in this way, that this question is more related to dynamic programming, or as well as it is marked hard, right? So there is some sort of DP we'll be using. First, let's break this problem into a smaller problem, and it's a very clever way to do this. So uh, consider this. uh, let's say you only have this first number, right? In the array only 2 you have, so there is no solution for that, because any subsequences will always be less than 2, so you'll return 0 as the answer. Let's say you have 2 4 and 6 as your array, right? What I'll do is basically I'll start from 2 and I'll go back to the previous all the previous uh, numbers in the array, and I'll check that for each number what is the difference between 2 and its previous number, like previous all the numbers, one by one. And then I'll find uh, the so so let's understand how we are going to approach this problem. Consider an example like this example, right? Let's say we are at 10, right? Let's consider that we are standing at 10, and when we check each element starting from 2, what is the difference between 10 and 2? 8, right? So let's say we have a AP, arithmetic progression, of size 2, where two elements have a difference of 8. Although we don't need to return, like this if subsequence does not make sense and should not be returned, should not be considered as a part of answer, right? So 2 and 10, we are saying that we have one subsequence, right, of difference 8 starting at uh, index 10. So what I'm saying is कि at every index I have to find the difference between this particular number and all the previous numbers, and I'll have to make sure that uh, the difference that we are getting from this number is already like. So let's understand the problem uh, with the help of this example. So let's understand the solution with the help of this example. Suppose uh, let's solve it in this way that suppose we so let's understand the solution from this example. Suppose we are standing at 10, right? And we picked up 6. Just we are picking two numbers. I am standing at 10, I am picking 6, right? What is the difference between 10 and 6? 4, right? So we have a subsequence of size 2 where the difference is 4. Now, if we had like if there is any way that we have the answer of a very different sub problem, that is starting at 6, like if we are standing at 6, right? If we are standing at this particular index, what like how many subsequences are there with size like there is no like so let's understand the solution using this example, right? Let's say we are standing at 10, right? And I picked up 8, right? So what I'll do, basically first find let's see the difference between 10 and 8, that is 2, right? So I have a subsequence of size 2 where the difference between the element is 2. This is not a part of answer, this is just a random subsequence from this entire array with a difference of 2. Now let's say I ask for all the subsequences before uh, like at 8 with a difference of 2 before 8, right? What I am solving is basically wherever I am standing from that point, the difference between each element before that, and uh, like what how many subsequences can we make using the difference between each element, right? So if I say 10 and 8, the difference was 2. So from 8, before 8, how many subsequences can be formed with a difference of 2? That is what my sub problem is. And all these differences, like all these subsequences that can be formed with a difference of 2, will have one more addition to the number of subsequence, including 10, because we see that 10 and 8 also has a difference of 2. So for saving the answer, or like for solving the sub problem at 10, we'll have to include all the answers at 8, all the answers at 6, all the answers till 4, right? And before 2 there is no answer. So we'll think of it in that way, that wherever we are standing, wherever in the array we are standing, we have to find the difference from that particular index till all the values of the previous index, like difference between each of the values. And whatever difference that comes, we have to again divide the problem into a sub problem, that starting from that particular like 10 and 6, the difference is 4. So starting from 6, all the subsequences with a difference of 4, how many subsequences are there, right? And among those all subsequences, we'll add one more value, that is 10, because 6 can continue the AP progression with a difference of 4 with 10, right? I hope I was able to give you a gist of what the question is about. Let me quickly write the code for it, and then I'll explain it in a better way so that you guys can understand. I'll print out the uh, one of the like part of a solution so that it is easier for you guys to understand. So this is how our solution will look like. um, I have initialized a DP array, which is basically a list of dictionaries. I'll explain why we have made it in this way instead of making a list of list. So what we are doing, let's see in this for loop. We are iterating in the array, the nums array, right? And for every index, we are starting from the 0th index and going till that particular index again in the nested loop, and we are finding the difference between the between both the numbers, right? And then this is the part where the magic happens. What we are doing is basically we are uh, going to the dp of ith array, like dp of I, that particular dictionary, and in that particular dictionary we are adding like we are making a key with a value of difference between these two number, and we are incrementing it by 1 plus the difference, like the value that was that is at the jth index. No, so the thing that we discussed, that if we are at 10 and we see that the difference between 10 and 6 is 4, so what we need to add is basically, this is one sub array subsequence, right? 6 and 10, right? This is a one subsequence, that is what we are adding over here, one. And all the subsequences, all the answers till j with the same difference, right? Till j, basically till 6 with the same difference, that will also, that should also be added, so that we always store the answer which are in like all the subsequences are in arithmetic progression. That is the main reason we are creating a DP in this way. So why we have created a dictionary? Because to store the difference, what we could have done is basically we could have finded the like minimum difference between the element and the maximum difference, but that will like that doesn't make much sense, because we'll have to iterate over the elements, and then the iteration loop will be like, it is unnecessary iterating over the array. So instead of making that, we are just making a dictionary where we are giving it key, and the value is the answer to like the number of subsequences till that particular index with a difference of diff that we have defined for that particular key, with the difference of key basically, right? That is what we are doing. So in this case, if there is no uh, like no subsequences with that difference, uh, so like for example, for 4 and 10, right? For 4 and 10 the difference is 6, so at 4 we won't be having any subsequences with a difference of 6, right? And then again we are adding it to our answer. Now why we are adding it to our answer? What we are doing is basically our answer is whatever we are storing in this DP array, in this DP array that we have, we need to sum all the subsequences, right? But you'll say that will include like the subsequences with size 2, right? That is correct. And that is why we have used a small combinatrix, a small function, a small basically little bit of maths at the end, and I'll explain it in a while. So yeah, this is what we are doing over here, and I am adding the same thing in the answer as well, because uh, we'll have to iterate again in the entire dictionary, so why not do it over here itself? So that is what we are doing. Now I have printed it so that you can see the dictionary in a better manner. So we see that there are 5 elements. So these are 5 dictionary items, and each line, each row is basically the first index, second index, like 0th to 4th index of the uh, array. So 0th index. So starting at 2, there is no element with a difference of 2, difference of 4, different, like no subsequences with difference of 2, difference of 4, difference of 6, difference of 8, starting like ending at 2, right? Same thing goes for all of them. So for 4 we have one subsequence, that is 2 and 4 itself, with a difference of 4, right? That is how we have created and discussed it in this example. And then at last we have just added all these values, and that is currently stored in our answer. Now what we have done is basically we have subtracted some part from it. So these, like the answer currently for this example is having 17 as the value in at this line number 14. If I printed answer, it should show 17. Let me quickly print, and let's remove this. Right, so we have the answer as 17 right now. That is all the subsequences that are in arithmetic progression, including the subsequences of size 2. Now, how can we remove the subsequences of size 2? And if you pick any subsequence of size 2 from the entire array, that will uh, always be in arithmetic progression, or you can say basically the difference is constant. There are only two numbers, right? So in our answer there are all the subsequences that we can make from this 5 elements or n number of elements. So how can we select, like what is the formula, or how we can select two numbers from n numbers, right? Sounds familiar? This is a combinatorics question, NC2. That is how we do it. If I hope you have studied it in your previous standards. So NC2 is basically choosing two numbers from n numbers of element, n number of element, and the best way is to, like, we write n factorial divided by 2 factorial into 2 factorial, right? And like if we just do NC2, we'll, like, 2 and 4 and 4 and 2, these two are different subsequences, right? But actually they are same, the numbers are just rearranged, so we don't need that. So if we do NC2, we will get the duplicates as well, like we'll also get 4 2 as one of the possible combinations, which is not the case over here. Like we'll only take 2 4. So we have to again divide, that is np2, right? So n factorial divided by 2 factorial into 2. That is how we do it. And if we simplify it, it comes out to be size into size minus 1 by 2. That is the easiest way to like find the number of subsequences in n number, or in size number of elements uh, with a length of 2, and we are subtracting it from the answer, and that is how we are returning 7 as the output, right? So for example, in this case we have 5 elements, so 5 into 4, that is what we are doing. 5 into 4, that is 20, and then divided by 2, that is 10. So 17 minus 10, 7 we are returning, right? Let's quickly submit this. So even, yeah, so the answer is like the this is accepted, and you have like you can see I have already done this question. I tried my best to, like, go ahead and solve it uh, without taking any hints, but that was not possible. So just to let you know, guys, this is something that you should not take at heart. These type of questions come in daily challenges, and um, they are nothing like, they should not be treated as like the level of your competency, right? These questions are just for like uh, they are never asked in the interviews, right? So take it as fun. Try your best. It will always be good for you to solve these questions, but don't take these questions at heart. Ki I could not solve, because in the description, in the discussion, I could see a lot of people saying ki it's hard again for better understanding, and these all this is good one, but don't take. They let us slack off in December and hurt us in January. So yeah, if you could not understand, just try and see the solution. Understand, if you still could not understand, see some videos and all. Ask your peer group, ask someone uh, who you know, or uh, s- uh, that is it. Like, that is the best you can do. Otherwise, leave these questions, don't worry about this. You'll always have a next day. If you just want to maintain the streak, copy and paste the solution, but you don't need to worry about these questions. So that is it from my side, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.